you have Mustapha Gbande on the line or making some claims. Be say ye Musa or private car will fear CCI Petroleum Commission car was our return here unfa enkoye. Me patrol. Mustapha Gbande or a deputy director of operations at the presidency or say deputy general secretary of the NDC.
Okay, very well.
Yes.
But your line also.
Me patrol your line also.
I'm very surprised. Say a whole party deputy general secretary and also deputy director of operations at the presidency of the Republic of Ghana will, without facts, come on a reputable radio station like Asempa and come and spew out lies, blatant lies. Let me tell you, I was given a letter signed by Dr. Kalistos Mahama on the 17th of January, revoking my appointment as Chief Executive of Petroleum Office of the Petroleum Commission. On that day, when I got the letter, the first thing I did, the letter said that my appointment is revoked with immediate effect. It was about 4 o'clock. Now me be winding down for the day. So I left the office, took everything that was mine because I'd already packed and everything, done my handing over note. So I left. When I left, the next thing I did was to call the transport officer of the Petroleum Commission, a lady, and said, Madam, I got a letter at 4 p.m. this 17th of January. I have 2 Petroleum Commission assigned vehicles with me, a V8 and a saloon car. Tomorrow morning, please send 2 drivers to my house, which is Saturday 18th. I did a letter and gave it to one of the drivers to go and deliver. The 2 drivers came to my home, took the saloon car, plus the V8, and took them to the Petroleum Commission. The transport officer received the vehicles and signed, having received them in good condition. Call any member of staff of the Petroleum Commission management. And so, ono, the friend said, Mustapha Gbande, no. In what capacity then will he come and make this kind of allegation against my person? The Petroleum Commission gave me 2 vehicles. All those 2 vehicles have been parked at the Petroleum Commission from the 18th, Saturday 18th of January. So what is he talking about? Saturday when no BTC, not 7 NDC supporters, no, Omako. Then they will go and attack people. Please, Mustapha Gbande, let me caution you. If you are working with President Mahama, do your work. If you are working with the government, do your work. But don't go about spewing lies and untruth. Please, respect yourself.
Mustapha.
Yeah.
Enti, what's your lawyer Egbert Fabel? What do you say to the
also hand over cars?
Also, hand over to the Okana and Tron or baby.
No problem because I board meeting as well.
Mustapha,
Mustapha, you haven't finished the question.
Mustapha, lawyer me patron meba when you have Mustapha, car Nediano, Okwate or Hense car park in the fee.
Oh, dear, Mrs. So say one packer beer. Actually, was a member.
Mustapha, me patron. Or see on far car, there is record to show, sir.
Obi, coming country.
Yeah, Mustapha, me too.
That is my brother.
You are not my brother. I cannot be your brother. You don't come from the same region. You are not my brother. Don't make that mistake.
So on the car.
Don't make that mistake. You cannot be my brother. You are not my brother.
A bunch of people who have sat down and mismanaged the people, mismanaged your, abused your offices. You don't want us to confront him.
Mustapha, he has confronted you with the fact that he's returned the 2 cars. Record shows the transport officer at the Petroleum Commission taking delivery of the 2 cars. In those facts, were put in the bear. What do you have to say?
You have put the one question to bear.
Yes.
I will leave the facts close because I asked a question and he's given an answer. Sir, he has submitted 2 cars.
Yes.
That was the first question I asked.
Yes.
Okay. So we should leave it there. But I'm saying that
on that specific question,
it doesn't mean the issue will be left to rest. I'm saying, sir.
Please, Nobody, let me tell you, Mustapha Gbande is not the only rooster in this country. I'm telling him that in an era of insecurity, where NDC and government operatives are going around issuing all kinds of threats to people, I will not sit down for a character like Mustapha Gbande go on radio and go and lie and malign me. Obi.
Yes.
Obi. I'm also asking you. Kindly call Petroleum Commission.
What will be your definition of malignment?
And ask them.
Okay.
How many vehicles they assigned me on assumption of duty, and how many vehicles I can return to them following my departure from office.
Very well.
It's very simple.
We'll do that. The other question.
Ask him the other question.
Mustapha Nyabotre. The other question, Egbert, on board meetings. Say even when transition team discussions you held as many as 5 or so board meetings.
Your friend is saying Minya Obi.
Yes, lawyer.
First of all, I don't account to someone like Mustapha Gbande. Let me explain
Mustapha,
No, I will let him talk to me the way he wants to go.
Lawyer.
With due respect to you and all our listeners,
yes.
If you know corporate governance, who is it? The chief executive who calls board meetings?
No, the board chairman.
Good. So, assuming what he is even claiming is even true, why is he trying to ask me? I'm a member of the board, or I was a member of the board. I was not a chairman. In any event, if the board chairman even called meetings, can I?
This is lame.
Mustapha,
he has very good reasons to call
CEO, not
in any event, Captain Mustapha said, Uncle said Presidential Transition Act in Ghana, the schedule, it provides that the tenure of all persons who are on the board of any state, your friend saying entity, lapses on the day a new president is sworn in office. The day a new president is sworn in office is fixed on the 7th of January. So is he trying to suggest that when at the elections, December 7, December 9, about results were declared, no board in this country should have held a meeting? Please.
So you see?
Okay.
I think that from one allegation
from your explanation,
allegation of having kept a vehicle or vehicles, now he's moved to board meetings.
No, I actually made a litany of things. I raised a litany of issues, three main issues.
Yes.
You have not denied that 5 board meetings were held in a row during transition period.
I have not even answered your question.
You are going to hide behind Transition Act and hiding behind a board chairman to say that
any board meetings were held. You, Mustapha Gbande, who are you and what is your locus and capacity to challenge the board meetings?
I am exposing you. I'm exposing you. I want the public to know.
Please.
How you run
the public also know that you have no locus.
You went as far as doing recruitment.
You have no locus to
recruitment. You did recruitment during transition.
That are not in your purview.
Okay. And you are the elites we have in this country. The ones who hold themselves as elites.
Let's finish with the final question. Egbert, he also made the point, sir, within that period, we recruitment, even after the elections, the Petroleum Commission.
As you very well know, the Petroleum Commission is part of the public services of Ghana.
Yes.
We don't just get up and appoint and what do you call it? Let me tell you, and I'll take my opportunity to tell you, to tell you this. Each interview that we held interviews between September, October, and I think the last ones were in November. When people have done their interviews, with the Public Services Commission representatives sitting in the interviews, we don't straight away go ahead and issue them, your friends saying, appointment letters. You go for your medicals. We also write to the institutions whose certificates you claim you have. You understand? For them to validate your bona fides as to whether or not we can certificate and our body way and our body way. So when those issues, those checks take some time to come, what do you do as chief executive? That because you have board approval and those checks and all those things have delayed, and because you shouldn't issue the letters. Yeah, so they were done, but they were not done. No interview was done in December. No, they were done earlier, and we did checks. Apart from medicals, people's universities had to be written to validate their certifications. Those took some time. That is how come you realize that some appointments were made in November to take effect in January. And let me also tell you, because of the public service budgeting cycle and the commission's budgeting cycle, you just don't get up towards the last quarter when you hire people or you hire people and say that add them to the budget. Because the budget has been approved for 2025 and provision has been made for hiring of hands, new hands. So their appointments were then to take effect in January, so that the budget we began the year 2024 with will go to its logical conclusion. These are all management matters that if you are not privy to, you behave like the way Mustapha is behaving and come and talk the way anyhow.
So you find the decision to revoke all these appointments so very unfair, right?
Those are all, in my candid opinion, political, and the public services should be devoid of politics. And so those who have elected to go political with these things, let them go that route. I believe that the people who have been affected also know their rights, and that if they elect to vindicate their rights, we will be in this country and will know that it is wrong or right for anyone on assumption of office to do what they have purported to do.
When you took over office of Petroleum Commission, Omwa na ebia NDC time omanya adwuma of Petroleum Commission no uma ebi mu kwotena afia na
go and check Petroleum Commission. My record is there. I did not terminate anyone's appointment. Indeed, what I even did was that when I went there were people on contract employees who had been engaged by my predecessor. I called my top management and I said, listen, I don't think we have money to pay if we retain them on permanent basis as full-time employees. The director of finance said, yes, why not? We have money to pay. I said, listen, it is not good for anyone to come here and be doing contract staff. We are contract staff, but what happens is that at the end of the month, while the regular staff are getting their social security payments, contract staff won't be. This is not fair. Such people, when you have them in an environment, they become disenchanted, they become disillusioned. So let's regularize all of them. And they were regularized. That is the record. That is the record I left behind there. It's a public record. You can go to Petroleum Commission and check.
Obi.
Okay. Egbert, my yes, Mustapha, finally.
Obi.
Yes.
Obi.
Mustapha meeting.
He's dancing around the fire.
I'm dancing around the fire. Which fire have you said?
No,
which fire have you said?
Please, can you let me land? I beg you to respect. Can you let me land?
Don't be using. You went on. I heard you. You went on UTV. Did the same. You've gone on a few other stations and did the same. People called me. I didn't want to react. But today, I'm telling you here now that
can you let me land?
You're a liar. You are on
the phone.
Quiet. That's what I'm telling you.
You've had your time. Keep quiet.
You are full of malice. You are actuated by malice, and I will not sit down for you
when you were talking. I was quiet.
What do you mean?
These are malicious individuals hiding behind political
malicious. You are a criminal individual. You are a criminal individual.
Justifying.
You are a criminal individual.
Can you let me land?
You are a criminal individual.
Can you let me land?
You are a criminal individual. What do you mean a malicious individual?
You are justifying an unethical conduct.
You are a criminal individual. You Mustapha Gbande. And I'm telling you.
Lawyer, me patron me yentie no me say.
Matter, don't go and bring criminals who don't have the fact. Even you, I don't want to raise issue, but for a good Samaritan who heard that this had gone on and called me for me to call in, you were going to allow this to stay. Obi, you are going to allow this.
You haven't.
We were going to call you, lawyer.
You are going to call me.
We were going to call you.
Yes. After Mustapha had spewed his lies on your rather reputable network.
Which one?
Obi, don't let us go that route.
Lawyer
I respect you a lot. Don't let us go that route.
No, lawyer.
You have just used 10 minutes to dance around fire without saying anything.
That is your understanding of the issue.
Held about 5 board meetings
a lie about me. And I am of the conviction that
I have also said that you plan recruitment within the period